And welcome back. And today we're going to start off with some definitions. Well, definitions are good, so we all know what we're talking about, right? Okay, definition 1. Media are the communication outlets or tools used to store or deliver information. The concept of relation as a term used in general philosophy has a long, complicated history. One of the interests for Greek philosophers laid in a number of ways in which a particular thing might be described. And let's put the two together and we come up with media relations. We're getting to a point here. Media relations involves working with the media for the purpose of informing the public of an organization's missions, policies, practices in a positive, consistent, credible manner. This typically means coordinating directly with people responsible for producing news and features in mass media. I'm also going to say, hey, independent media too. And if you're listening to me, you'll see my point. All right. Media relations is a needed tool to form relationships with the public so your business can grow. A community is a small or large social unit that has something in common, such as norms, religions, values, identity. Durable relations extend beyond immediate genealogy ties, also defined as a common sense of community. People tend to define those social ties as important to their identity, practice, and roles in social institutions, such as your family, your home, work, government, those sort of things. Okay, a community is a place where you develop and grow by relating with other like-minded people. So, if you've read the social media post that is accompanying this particular episode, then you know that we are talking about relations and how your business joins in the community. Well, and that's really important because without community, there you have no people. Without any people, you're not going to have any clients or sales. Because the number one thing that you need to do as a business is form relationships, which means that you need to relate to other things and people that are around you. That is one of the most important goals. And it's something that sometimes I think we forget about. Like, for instance, when we go out networking, you have the credit card pusher, or I should say the business card pusher, not credit card pusher. Business card pusher. He's got to push his business card on you. Here, take my card, take my card, take my card, take my card. That's all he does all night long. Take my card. Then you have the pitch fest expert. He's trying to pitch you on his business. This is what my business. This is what my business does, and over again. Right? Rarely do you find somebody who just wants to sit and have a conversation and get to know a couple people really well that are around them. It is that third person who is going to be the most successful networker. This is the guy that is going to run the sales up. It's going to take him longer than the other two to actually get the first sale. I will give it that. Probably will take him longer. But he will make so many more meaningful relationships that he will also gain referrals back to his business. Now, and another guest I had on this, or might actually have on this show, is going to talk about a endless referral network because of building relationships. It is something that is extremely important, and it's essential to everything that we actually do as human beings. And in business, we can't forget the human factor. So anyway, well, I have a text message from Karen McGill, and Karen is a really good friend to this show, and she is a very avid listener. I think she has our alerts turned on, so she knows every time I turn on the mic and get ready to broadcast, because she always seems to chime in with a text message. But we need to congratulate Karen, because Karen is going off to networking, and Karen is how I met Karen is actually through a global networking thing, where we simply have, over time, we've built a relationship where we know what each other does, we know how we work best, and we can share information back and forth between each other, as well as referrals. So, if you want to know a little bit more about Karen, of course, go to, I believe it's KarenMcGillCoaching.com. So, thanks for joining us again, Karen, and I hope you have a great time networking and make lots of really great, meaningful connections with people and build those relationships. But that's the whole thing, is I wouldn't be able to tell you all that I just did about Karen McGill unless I had built a relationship with her. So, correction. Get another message from her. I'd like if you catch me while I'm live, it's pretty awesome that there is a chat room in here that you can send me messages. It becomes a little difficult for me to talk and type at the same time. Not a really strong skill set for me. But anyway, the correction on that, it is KarenMcGill.com, not Karen McGill Coaching, KarenMcGill.com. And McGill is spelled Magill. Okay, so go to KarenMcGill.com and learn more about her. She's a really good friend and avid listener. So, as I was saying, but I wouldn't be able to talk about Karen if I hadn't built a relationship with her. So, my advice, if you are one of those business card pushers, sit down and talk to people. Get to know a little bit about who they are. And you might find out that you get that coffee meeting later on, where you can learn even more about that person. Sit down with people several times, get to know who they are before you try to pitch them on what your business does. If you're that pitch fest guy, hold off on the pitch, and find out what it is that people do. Okay? Ask some questions about interest, favorite song, favorite movie. Do the small talk thing. essentially what starts to happen is you'll find your business is actually going to be dating the community and other businesses in the community. So for those of you who have been in the dating scene, I bet you about 95% of you have been, that wouldn't you turned off if somebody just said, well, let's quit the small talk. You're coming home with me right now, and we're going to climb in the sack. And you're kind of saying that with your business. Sounds a little rude when you put it that way, doesn't it? It's like, date the people in the networking scene. Get to know who they are. Find out their kids' names. Where they like to hang out. Other things that they do besides work. Find out what their story is behind what they do. All those other things. And you'll gain a lot more tools into finding out if there's a fit for your product in the long run than if you just went after them and said, here, buy my product, before you even got to know them. So, community. Get to know all those people who are around you. And Karen, good luck at your networking event. And I will talk to everybody else later on. Bye for now.